Okay, subscribers and viewers, this is my review for Monday Night Raw, or Raw, for October the 13th, 2014. Oh boy. The main event. I will get to that later. Show starts off with Dean Ambrose, and he cuts a promo about what he did to John Cena last week, which brings Cena out, and Cena tells him not to get overconfident and to take these 2 weeks to train for stepping into Hell in a Cell. Or at Hell in a Cell when he faces Ambrose. So out come Triple H and Stephanie. Triple H thinks that Ambrose and Cena are going to fight. Stephanie thinks not. So they put them in a tag team situation, and they make a bet over if they will. They put them in a triple threat tag match with the Usos and the tag team champions Gold and Stardust. This triple threat tag match was a good match. Cena and Ambrose won. And then Triple H gave Stephanie, I guess, the dollar they bet. Then out of spite, they make it Ambrose versus Cena, the Hell in a Cell match for tonight, with the winner facing Seth Rollins. And before the next match, we see Randy Orton come into the Authority. He says that Ambrose and Cena both can beat Rollins, but Rollins can't beat him. He has to be involved in Hell in a Cell. So what he proposes is whoever wins between Ambrose and Cena gets Rollins, but whoever loses faces him inside Hell in a Cell, and Triple H and Stephanie agree to it. Oh my. I'm thinking about that. Well, I hope this doesn't go where I think it's going to go, but I'll get to that later. So that leads into Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. Orton wins after he blocks the Famouser, turns it into a powerbomb position, catches him in the RKO. Cool spot after a good match, but Orton won. And then Rollins curb stomps Ziggler. That leads into Seth Rollins versus Jack Swagger in a decent little match. Rollins wins when he does a roll-up and he hooks Swagger's ring gear. Decent little match. Then we have AJ and Layla versus Paige and Alicia Fox. So I guess we're going to do this thing where AJ has a different partner every week against Paige and Alicia. Why don't you just make Paige versus AJ in a submission match for the Divas title at Hell in a Cell? Anyway, Layla tried to do what AJ did to Emma last week, except AJ hits the Shining Wizard on Alicia, wins. So I don't know what this proves. So yeah, I don't really know what that proves in the overall scheme of stuff. So we get our second hour main event happened, and it was the Big Show versus Rusev. USA versus Russia. Lana cut her typical promo, except this time she took time to bash the Atlanta Braves. Yeah. Okay. Rusev's character as a heel is good enough. He doesn't need to resort to heat like that. So out comes the Big Show. This match is good. Finish comes when Rusev has Big Show in the accolade, but Mark Henry hits Rusev and gets Big Show disqualified, so Rusev wins by DQ. After the match, Big Show knocks out Rusev. So I'm guessing you are going to get a handicap match at Hell in a Cell in which Mark Henry and Big Show both face Rusev, or it'll be some kind of weird triple threat match, or something like that between these three guys, but I don't know. It's possible, but it's also possible not to be. Then we have a 6-diva Total Divas tag match, as Nikki Bella, Summer Rae, and Cameron took on Brie, Bella, Natalia, and Naomi, accompanied by Rosa Mendez and Nene Leakes from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't care about Total Divas since I don't care about this match. And it wasn't even a good match. Brie won when she pinned Nikki, so I guess that feud's over. I guess that feud's over before it really got started and never really had a blow-off match on a pay-per-view, so it kind of made this whole thing pointless. If that is the end of it. It might be, might not be, I don't really know, nor do I really care. Then we had another match between The Miz and The Miz and Sheamus. I didn't touch on this last week because, well, I didn't want to. It was a decent match last week of Miz winning thanks to Damien Mizdow. Same thing happened here. Miz wins by countout while Sheamus is busy with Mizdow, who, quite frankly, is more over with these crowds lately than Miz is. Well, maybe that goes to show to WWE that nobody cares about The Miz, and that a lot of people haven't cared about The Miz ever, minus when he was feuding with Daniel Bryan. Miz wins by countout. And that's all. So I think you're going to have Miz versus Sheamus for the U.S. title in Hell in a Cell. And then that brings us into the main event. John Cena versus Dean Ambrose in a no-holds-barred contract on a pole match to see who faces Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell. The other one, of course, facing Randy Orton. So predictably, Rollins and Orton and Kane plus Triple H and Stephanie all come out to the ring. The match has a brawl in it between Rollins, Kane, Orton, Cena, and Ambrose. As Cena clears the ring, Ambrose manages to get the contract, and as he's getting the contract, he does the Cena "you can't see me" pose, pulls the contract down, gets the win. I would have preferred not to have the dusty little finish in there, but the outcome that is the better Hell in a Cell match is happening with Cena with Ambrose Rollins. That being said, however, that brings me to the second Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell, which will be John Cena versus Randy Orton. Oh my no. Oh jeez. As if the Royal Rumble wasn't bad enough when that crowd totally buried this match. No one's going to care. This is the problem when you got Brock Lesnar, you know, the WWE World Heavyweight Absentee Champion, probably off selling Jimmy John sandwiches or doing something for 3 months. You get stuff like this. I don't care about Cena Orton. I don't think anyone watching the WWE is going to care enough to deal with John Cena, Randy Orton in Hell in a Cell, especially in a Hell in a Cell match. It doesn't even need to be a Hell in a Cell match. It's a random match, and on top of that, John Cena ain't going to get his revenge on Seth Rollins. So, this is one of those things that I just don't get. I don't get why WWE is so fascinated with putting John Cena and Randy Orton in matches against each other. We've seen so much of it, we're bored with it. Move on to something else. But the problem with Cena is that there really isn't anything for him to do that's new. So, I don't know what to think here. You know, on one hand, you got a Hell in a Cell match I think is going to be phenomenal between Ambrose and Rollins. You also got one that I really don't care about, and I doubt anyone else is going to care about. Because whether you like Randy Orton or not, most people will admit that his feud with John Cena is old, stale, and, you know, we've seen everything they can do with each other. You can't make it new even with Hell in a Cell. And that's probably going to happen again. Same thing if you like or don't like Cena, same situation here. So, it's good that they went the right route with Rollins-Ambrose, put that where it needs to be. But the other Hell in a Cell, which presumably is the selling point of this event, the other one ain't going to be that good. So, it's a good thing this is on WWE Network and people are only going to pay $9.99 for it. But on the other hand, it's like one of these situations where how do you make people care about a match that they're not going to with Cena Orton? So, all in all, Raw was not a bad show, because at least there was effort in this show. And as long as there's effort in it, I tend to like the show as long as there's effort in it. The show on Labor Day had no effort, so I would not have cared. As long as there's a little bit of genuine effort put into the show to make it good, then that's fine. And I think that because how they're doing NXT, it'll hurt some of people on the NXT roster when they get up to the main roster. Not because I don't think they can go in the WWE ring, it's because NXT takes a Ring of Honor approach, in which NXT is about in-ring action, but not necessarily the story and all that. So, there's great in-ring action on NXT, but there's very few storylines that go on NXT. This show, I'm amazed there wasn't no bunny sighting today, or anything stupid. So there was nothing I would really find stupid being on this show. That's always a plus. That's always a nice little plus. I don't get why they're plugging that Chris Lee Knows Best show. That has nothing to do with the WWE. That has nothing to do with it. I can partially understand plugging Total Divas. That at least has something to do with the WWE, even if it's stupid. Any show that the WWE plugs that has nothing to do with them, it's kind of like when TNA was promoting Bellator. And it's really dumb and stupid there, too. So, like I said, Raw was good. And we have a Hell in a Cell that I don't think anyone's going to care about. While it wasn't a great show, it was an average show. It was at least watchable, and I didn't fall asleep watching it. So, if you like this video, like button down there, hit the subscribe button down there. If you want to, leave a comment down there, and thanks for watching.